46 past the hour, member of the committee investigating the January 6th attack on the Capitol, the insurrection, Republican Congressman Adam Kinzinger, has released an audio compilation of just an example of threatening calls and voicemails made to his Capitol Hill office. Kinzinger tweeted out the calls, noting that his young interns were the ones who had to field these disgusting messages.
Wrath of the Lord God Almighty come upon you, your health, your family, your home, your livelihood. And I pray, if it be God's will, that you suffer.
You and Liz Cheney can both go to hell.
We're going to get you. Coming to your house, son. Going to get you and Liz Cheney. Going to get you two little ha 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 ha.
Eddie Glaude, and by the way, that was just a snippet of many, many, many messages, and it just shows, I don't know if you can speak to the coarseness and the vitriol that has been caused by, again, a president trying to overturn an election he lost, that, you know, nothing has been found to concur with what Trump has put out there and his minions have put out there, and it's causing danger.
Absolutely, absolutely. And, you know, the anger runs deep. The terrorizing runs deep. I literally just received an email from Princeton's public safety office telling me that I had received threats after a Breitbart report saying that they were going to come for me, right? And so I get those regularly. And so part of what we have to understand is that it's not just simply rhetoric. The rhetoric heats the Cold War, and then it turns into actual action. So this is the state of our country, bitterly divided, bitter partisanship that could easily turn into violence. And this is just one example, Mika.
Well, and Eddie, how grotesque, that first call, how grotesque. And unfortunately, this is how people are thinking these days. This twisted version, this Christian nationalism that has absolutely nothing to do with the words of Jesus Christ contained in the Gospels of Jesus Christ. God's will?
Yeah.
That woman and millions of others like her find God's will in violence, in beating the hell out of police officers. These people, these so-called Christian nationalists, it has nothing to do with Christianity. They find God's will in violence, in lies, in the desecration of the United States House, in the destruction of American democracy. No, God, that you don't. Preacher always said, don't look for God in sin. You'll never find him there. Well, that's exactly where these people are. And it is a perverse, twisted, anti-Christian view of the world. And I just wonder what Bible they're reading, because they're not reading the Bible that millions and millions of Americans and people across the world have been reading for hundreds of years.
You know, Joe, you hit it right on the head. One way to describe it is as idolatry. Another way to describe it is just simply people using the gospel to sacralize, to sanctify their own political ambitions and ends. And so it's a transactional relationship to the gospel. And it is what it is. It's idolatry at its core.
Well, I want to say one other thing, too. While we're on this topic, this Christian nationalism where you talk about abortion, you talk about attack gay rights, you talk about guns. I mean, it's bizarre. Again, this is so fascinating to me. This is absolutely so fascinating to me that people say, I'm pro-life because I'm a Christian, and you can't be pro-choice and believe in the Bible. You know, I hate to keep bringing this up, because I know it's boring for a lot of people that watch the show, but just in case somebody's out there that continues to be lied to by people on the extremes about what Jesus says and what Jesus does not say, there was abortion. There was abortion at the time of Jesus. Even before Jesus, he didn't talk about it. Not one time in the gospel. And you go forward. You have to go forward. 1900 279 years after Jesus' birth before evangelicals decide, almost 20 centuries, that abortion's a sin. In fact, the Southern Baptist Church all the way through 1979, mainstream Protestant churches, evangelicals, all pro-choice. The Baptist Church, pro-choice, talking about a woman being able to make her own. But 1979, something happened. Paul Weyrich, who made tons of money with direct mail. Paul Weyrich, people like Jerry Falwell, who started the Moral Majority as they were moving into Ronald Reagan's presidential campaign, they decided that abortion could be used to raise money. It's the facts. Look at it. Look at church documents about what I'm saying here. They could make money. Paul Weyrich could make money by stirring up Christians, by making this abortion issue a religious issue, which it had not been for 20 centuries, almost 20 centuries since Jesus' birth. And then Republicans figured out, hey, we could use this. We could use this to separate Christians from the Democratic Party. And so they did. So now you got people running around saying you can't be a Christian if you aren't pro-life. It's crazy that Baptists, again, when I was in high school, we're not talking the Ice Ages, right? Evangelicals were pro-choice when the Beatles broke up. Evangelicals were still pro-choice when the Eagles broke up. This is recent stuff. No, think how crazy it is that people will come up to you and say, you can't be a Christian if you don't have this view on abortion. And this was, again, you talk about exploiting. Look at the history of it. It was Paul Weyrich. It was Jerry Falwell. It was the Moral Majority deciding to make this an issue and start pushing it into the bloodstream of mainstream Christianity in the evangelical community. Changed everything.
Yeah, and now, Joe, we're hearing phone messages on congresspersons answering services in the name of God, condemning people to hell. Oh my, look where we are.
Yeah.
Look where we
All right,
are.
so